Equal Rights Amendment. You know, I mean, and that.
I'm so glad he's talking about that. That's been on my mind too.
That's the sort of thing where we can affect that locally,
right?
And
we're really at a tipping point in
a
so
national
many ways.
impact.
Yeah.
So it just seems like that yes, for a number of important reasons, you have to pay attention to national politics and vote accordingly, but it's so deadlocked that to really see any actual change, you have to pay attention to what's going on in your area.
I hope people are signing up to vote, and that'll be another thing that I stress in my classes when I go back, when school starts again in August. I always tell my students, I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but I'm going to encourage you to vote, like heavy-handed encourage you. You're going to hear about this all the way up to the election because it's your civic duty, right? But I was very apathetic as a teenager and even in my early 20s until I thought, look at this election and who's running. It's like the lesser of two evils. So that was the first time I voted in a presidential election, and I wrote in Ralph Nader because his name wasn't on the ballot here in Maricopa County. And everybody can get mad at me and say that we cost it for Gore and the Democrats, but whatever. I had a strong feeling that side's not right, and neither are the Republicans. And I don't want to pick between these two, and it's time to be disruptive and maybe cause some change in my little, 20-something brain.
I just,
But anyway, if my students have any kind of feelings about what's going on around them, you're exactly right. The place to act is local, locally, because that's where your vote really does count a lot, and you can impact meaningful change.
And honestly, I've always been of the opinion that you can't, if you didn't participate in the process, you can't complain about how it turns out. So
well, I don't 100% agree. I think people are still allowed to complain.
It's just, but if I yes, but also, I mean, if you didn't voice your opinion when it counted, then I have less sympathy, I suppose. So I can hear
that's
that. Just,
Anything else that we should talk about that's related to pop culture?
Yeah, we didn't really stay on pop culture at all this episode, did we?
Whatever.
We talked about making mixtapes. And
I mentioned I'm going to a movie.
Documentaries and the new Jim Jarmusch movie coming up.
Yeah.
So,
I also, on the plane, watched Vice. It was kind of slow and boring. I kind of fell asleep. And then I tried to watch Bad Times at the El Royale, and I fell asleep in that one too. But then I came back home and watched the rest of it just because I was curious about it. And I want to say that it has a very nice setting. The way that they did the hotel is cool visually. The story's a little weak. There's a lot of gratuitous violence.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that get shot and slashed, and that was unexpected from the trailer. I didn't think that was coming.
I'll probably watch it at some point because I usually will end up watching most Jeff Bridges movies.
Yeah. And his performance is good, but it doesn't really carry it. I still thought it was kind of flimsy.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
But also, that movie bugged me from the beginning because of its title.
I know we talked about that.
Yeah, the El Royale. The.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to be a spoiler, but there's a quirky thing about the hotel that I want to tell you. It's right on the state line. So they divide it into the Nevada side and the California side. So it has Nevada rooms and California rooms. And of course, Nevada side, you can gamble.
Sure.
So there's a little casino. And then Nevada side has no tax, but on the California side, it's $5 more per night. It's sort of funny.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. So there's, I don't know, there's some fun to it, but I think the writer must be kind of new to writing movies. I can't even remember who it was.
I tried to watch Good Omens, and I didn't make it all the way through. I have to rewatch it. So I don't have.
Tell me the premise again, because
Good Omens. Good Omens is a great book. It was written, I want to say, around 1990 or so. It's Neil Gaiman, of course, of American Gods and Sandman, and great writer. And Terry Pratchett, who has passed away a few years ago, who created the Discworld series, which is a lot of fun. It ends up being sort of a fantasy thing that it's like basically contemporary fiction couched in fantasy. He ends up dealing a lot with current like politics and things that are going on in the or that are kind of important to talk about, but makes them funny, and that has wizards in it. So I've read a lot of that series. But anyway, it was the two of them who wrote it collaboratively, and the idea is that it's you've got from the outset that you've got the pending apocalypse. And there is an angel and a demon who would really rather not give up their current lifestyle. So they're trying to prevent it.
Wow.
And they work together and so forth. Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, the book is great. And so I'm looking forward to this show. It's only 6 episodes, and I believe it was written by Neil Gaiman. So, yeah, I didn't not make it through for lack of trying. It was just a bad time to start watching it, so I'll have to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah. Good Omens. New season of Handmaid's Tale, I believe, is out now on Hulu.
Yeah.
And that's like been my fave lately. Is the new season of Russian Doll out yet?
I don't think that's out yet. The new season of Glow is coming up pretty soon.
Oh, okay. I know you really liked season 1, right?
I like, yeah, the first 2 seasons. I think that show just keeps getting better. I thought the second season was better than the first, so I'm really looking forward to this 3rd season. It was announced that Good Place, its next season is going to be its last.
Oh, wow. Is that painful for you?
You know what? No. Jason was saying something about it being terrible. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm okay with it. I think because, we'll go talk about some other show. That's fine.
I can't wait to see how they wrap it up.
Yeah, it's exactly.
They've already done a lot.
And I think that some, so many shows end up going on for too long, and so
they just beat it into the ground. So it's like,
it's more of a British model to do like a handful of series that are short runs, right? So you've got like 4 or 5 seasons or something, and they're 10 episodes a season, and then you end up not. It's like I think that's why it was good that. Did you ever watch Black Mirror?
I'm not really into that show, but they have a new season.
No, I must be thinking of the wrong name then. What's the one with the woman who is a clone and she has like all of the clones? I want to say it's Black something.
I don't know.
Orphan Black.
Oh.
That's what it is.
That's a British show?
British/Canadian, I guess. But
I don't remember that one.
That was a really good show. That was a pretty intense show. It was a really cool premise. And the main actress in it was amazing. She got to play like, I don't know, probably over the arc of the series, 10 different iterations of the same character. And they all had these different quirks. And it's pretty crazy.
The other thing that I watched while I was traveling was the Deadwood movie. And talking about series that didn't last very long.
Right, yeah.
A whole 2 seasons, right? And
I think it made it to a 3rd. Did it not get a 3rd?
I'm not sure.
I know. That's one that I still need to go and watch. I haven't watched that one.
The first 2 seasons were very strong. The movie is strange to me because it's not as rough and tumble. The language isn't as rough for sure. That was one of the things when Deadwood came out. Everybody's like, oh, they're using the F-bomb. We're not sure if that's historically accurate. And then they're like, yeah, they're cowboy tough guys in South Dakota or whatever. Let them have that. So the movie language is tamed down a little bit. Trixie is still her bad self. Swearingen is aged, so he's like doing old man stuff like pee in the bed, and then he still has like a tender heart for certain whores, which is kind of interesting. But all in all, I really felt like it just feels like a reunion movie, and there wasn't anything that was really earth shattering.
Gotcha.
But if you miss the cast, it's fun to see them together again.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I have been spending a lot of time with Bruce Springsteen lately because...
Yeah, I noticed that. That's what was on when I came in.
Yeah, it's one of those where... and I've been listening to Squeeze a lot because of the Album Infinitum show, but Springsteen because it's the source of one of the mixes is that I've been going through like his entire catalog, being okay, like which songs do you give to somebody who's only ever heard like Dancing in the Dark and has like based their entire premise on a Springsteen song.
Yeah,
but no, there's so much more.
Yeah.
And so
she might need some help.
And that's and I've got to be prepared for the nope, still don't like him. And I'm like, that's fine, but that's always a possibility, but I'm going to
That's not a deal breaker.
It's not.
Good.
I probably 10, 15 years ago it might have been, but now, I'm very, I don't know.
You're at a new place in your life.
I guess.
This is impressive.
Embracing
the unknown.
Who knows why? I'm not questioning it, but
yeah.
We should probably. I meant to give social media handles up at the top, but it's all Hoot and Review. At Hoot and Review on Twitter, at Hoot and Review on Instagram, and we still have that page that I haven't done anything about on Facebook. And you can email hootandreview@gmail.com, and please rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen.
Yes, people write us reviews.
Yes, and we probably have to tell more people that we have the podcast.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm going to wear my button every day until everyone notices.
There you go. But cool. Yeah, anything else you wanted to go over?
No.
Okay, then I think we're done. This has been a Hoot and Waddle production. If you enjoyed this podcast, why not check out one of our other fine podcasts available from hootandwaddle.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or any number of podcast apps. If you'd like to support Hoot and Waddle and get access to an exclusive member-only podcast, receive discounts on merch, and more, go to patreon.com/Hoot and Waddle.